I was so mad at UPS, I stole their truck. Said, screw it. They won't give me my money back on shipping. I'm just gonna take their truck and start my own delivery company. All right, welcome back. So today we're back on the Infraction. I got to do the techno. I'm gonna try to make these things turn into roof sliders if possible. Don't know if that's gonna be possible, but picked up the front air dams. It's funny, they don't put a part number on these things, but I pick them up from my local hobby shop. They say YZX. Same thing with the skid plates. I'm going to throw them on this one because I'm literally scraping the chassis on rocks and I don't want to tear it up. So I have used these before. I've bought these for giveaway builds, but I've never really bought them for my own. I just put them on for and give the RC away. So I figure I'll splurge and spend the 30 bucks and try to get these things on. I was impressed with the way that it kept the dirt out of the chassis. I knew it was going to work pretty well. I've seen videos in the past. I did bend up this wing. I am going to have to fix the on and off switch on this thing. I'm sure I have a small 100 amp ESC that I don't use. I can take it apart and steal the parts out of. I never was able to find them. But the aluminum things did work. I'm probably going to drill another hole to secure them right where the tab is, and I might stack up some washers underneath it to give it that curve to get them away from the tires. The rear tires, I'm assuming I should be able to get, from the looks of it, maybe one more battery pack through these things, but I'm going to run them until they blow because I want to see how thick they are. Even though the lines are gone, they're still not, they haven't come apart and they haven't popped, which is pretty impressive because I'm 3 battery packs into it, which is usually more than Hoons. By now the Hoons would have exploded, usually for me. And that's why, that's another thing. I do have a twin motor setup that I bash with, and I have an 8S system that I bash with. And they blow through tires so quick. Keeping the stock system in this thing really seems to, you know, make this thing last when it comes to tire wear, and I get more enjoyment out of it. So we're going to go ahead and throw on some skid plates onto this thing and some winglets. I call them winglets. I don't know what they are. They're the front little air dam deals. They call them front air dams because they're for the Arrmas. And then remember, I did find the little winglets for the back of this on one of my RCs. I think on one of the giveaways, I have the little winglets that will actually keep air out of the back here as well. But I'll have to refine those. This is all I could find for today. So let's get some winglets on. And the brand says YZX. But I know I used to buy these on eBay, and now my local hobby shop is stocking them, so I don't have to go to eBay to buy them anymore, which is nice. It's, you know, always get with your local hobby shop and let them know on things you buy all the time. And that's what I do. And like my local hobby shop will get in touch with the company and actually start stocking some of this, so we don't have to buy off the internet every time. We can buy locally, which, you know, is always a good thing. So somebody was saying that that Scorch doesn't sell their plastic ones with their kit. I really don't like the diamond plate look, but whatever. They're gonna still work. So, and then the metal ones, actually last, unlike the 3D printed ones or the plastic ones. They don't tend to last, to be honest. I've had people send me the 3D printed ones, and they've blown up like on the first rip. So we're going to get these little winglets put in here. Air dams, as they call it. I'll use my right hand today. Even though I'm left-handed, I could use both hands. This way the camera will catch what I'm doing. Be right back. Sorry, I had to take that call. Work. It being a holiday, no matter what, they always will call. But let's, these things go in. They provide the hardware, which is nice. Really easy to do, really easy modification for your on-road basher. And I call this my basher because that was the main thing of me getting this V2 with the handbrake, is because I didn't want to turn it into a speed build. I know there's people out there wanting to see speed runs, and I have done a speed run with this RC, and that's why I do have a playlist put together on this V2 from the unboxing till now. But I wanted to keep this one a basher because I just love to throw it in the back of my car, and at lunch breaks I'll actually run it. Get familiar with using a tool. Get control. Switch hands. For me, I've always been ambidextrous. And it really helps when working on an RC, especially when filming. I notice a lot of the time my hand's in the way, and I don't mean to do that. I can use my other hand. I just forget that it's all on the angle for me. But I suggest everybody just practice. That's all it is. We were taught at a young age. I remember my kindergarten teacher trying to get me to write with my right hand, and they were getting mad because I would keep switching and using my left hand. But that's just me, and my daughter's the same way. My oldest. The other two are right-handed, but never. It's funny, now they don't force you to do things like that, but back when I grew up, they tried to force you to use your right hand to write. So these little pieces, they go back here somewhere. They don't really give you instructions on this stuff, but I know they go back here somewhere. I think it's like this. One goes there, one goes there. It's kind of the shape of this. And it really saves your chassis from getting, you can see I just started to tear up this chassis. So I try to keep some aluminum down here. And then these two go in the front. So one usually goes up here somewhere. I think this long one goes up in here. Like that. And then this one, I think, was over here somewhere. Goes right in here. Like that. It's kind of cut out for it, but took me a while to figure out where these go. And like I said, there are two more that you can buy separately that go in here and kind of cover off this area from air getting in here, which I like to use on speed runs. And then I definitely like, they give you the hardware. You will use some of the hardware in here, but they give you the added hardware that you're going to need along with the nuts, which is, I think, good. Anytime a company gives you hardware, I try to use it because just gives you, sometimes it's just a little longer and will secure the part on there. So I know there's two sizes here. No nut on that one. The little one doesn't have nuts. And then the bigger one, these have nuts on them. So don't push down very hard or those nuts will fall off. I try to stick my finger underneath it. Hopefully this one won't fall off because I can't get to it right now with the camera. So I just kind of try to lift up while I'm unscrewing it. And I think these bigger ones we'll have to reuse. Putting them in's a little harder because you definitely don't want try to start them softly, and then definitely don't screw them all the way down. My new MIP bits are having a hard time getting into the tool. So I try to tighten these big ones with the nuts down first. And then they give us hardware for this, which is the smaller. These should all be the smaller ones. Oh, that's too long. I need the shorter ones. Two really short ones. These were never in here. And then, because these normally work fine. Yeah, that's plenty of bite. I think the rest of this hardware is for this front piece. Now this has nuts. See, they don't have the end ones in here, but when you take these off, there's nuts on the back side. So hopefully they don't fall out, and just do the same technique. Unscrew them without pushing down. And maybe we'll get lucky and not have to take the whole bumper apart. And these longer ones are going to go on these ends, but we got to get the nuts on the other side. They felt like they got tight. Yeah, they got tight. We're good. There we go. I'm going to do these. So I got to take out the little ones, but before I do that, I'm going to make sure these big ones are tight. I think these two go into the battery tray. See, they gave me short hardware. We're going to use this longer stuff. Just checking my motor mount. I have Loctite on this, but just want to double check some of the hardware, make sure nothing's fallen out. But there we go. I do have some leftover hardware, which is fine. We can always use this on something else. But if you have a screw strip out or something, it's always nice to have hardware. But there we go. That part's done. Now on the body, I have to solder the one light and glue it back in. I did find a broken wire. And then let's see about fixing this this cap that popped off right here with the buttons. Let me grab a small ESC that I don't use, and let's see if I can steal the parts off of it. Alright, so I have this little ESC that I've already stole a connector off of. So we're going to go ahead and steal this. I leave the wires long enough. These 100 amp ESCs I just don't use. I take them off of everything just because I just don't use them. I've never had one of these pop apart from an impact. Oh, there's small screws underneath it for this cap. There's little tiny Phillips screws underneath it. Uh-oh, what was that? There's little tiny Phillips screws. So that's weird that it broke off. So there's two small screws. Then I think it pops off. Yep. And to find these little things, damn near impossible. I looked everywhere out there. So let me get that one back in there. That's the set one. And you know which way it goes because there's a cutout for the wire. Yeah, it literally broke the screws off. Get that screw out of there. Oh, one of the screws just slid out from the bottom. Little screw. So the big button, or the small button, goes towards the wires. And there is some glue on it too. So I'll probably put a dab of a glue around it. can't believe these little screws broke off. Where did that nut come from? So it literally broke the cover. Call Arrma and see if that's something that they warranty. I doubt it. It's been too long. That's a little tiny screw right there. Buttons work. There we go. Can't believe that thing broke off. The little Phillips screws. I'm gonna keep this screw. One of them's missing. But worst case, if it happens again, I'll end up cutting the wires and soldering it on. That's why I keep these old parts. Just in case anything happens. Good, bad, whatever on these ESCs, I just try to keep them. Kind of curious where that nut came from. That one's there. That one's there. But there we go. Got the cover put back on. Basically need it for waterproofing. I don't see any other reason to need it. I wish I could have found the buttons, but they're just so small they could have been anywhere out there. And I think that's it for this chassis. Now I'm going to get the light fixed, let that sit overnight. I'm going to get on to the Techno. I got to change diff fluids and that kind of stuff. But that's going to end this video. Like, comment, subscribe. We'll catch you guys on my next video. Thanks for watching. I was so mad at UPS, I stole their truck. Said, screw it. They won't give me my money back on shipping. I'm just going to take their truck and start my own delivery company.